Welcome everyone. And as we were saying, we were talking just before, we were going through about what it was like in 770 when the Rebbe was around for Sukkot and the holidays. And then we're segueing now into how we're taking these packages, these peklach. It's like right? It's like the train. You know what they used to say, that what is Shabbos Bereshis? I remember hearing from the old Chassidim. They would say that the Shabbos Bereshis is like the train took off, right? The train took off in the old time. There were stations, and train took off, and choo all going off. But what happens if someone gets late to the station, just misses the train? So then there were special horses you could rent, like riders that could ride really quick and catch up to the train and let you, so you could have enough so you could jump on. So that is Shabbos Bereshis. It's still, you could still catch up, so to speak. You could still jump on. And that is one metaphor given for this idea of the Yaakov, the halach lidarko, of how we're all, we're hitting the road, so to speak. That already began Shabbos Bereshis. So that was sort of theoretical. But then, now it's all the more manifested in the real world, where there is no more of the holidays. We're in the Cheshvan. It's sort of dark back, and speaking about this idea of the Yaakov halach lidarko, of Jacob, or all of us hitting the road. I was in fact last week on the road, which therefore couldn't tune in. We couldn't have it last week either. So mamish being back now, it's like Shachiyanu, Vikimanu, Vikiyanu, is manazet to this ordinary time, the month of Cheshvan, a time of Chesed, like their teachings, the Cheshvan idea of hush, being silent. Things are quieter, silent. The celebrations are over. We got to clean up the whole party mess, so to speak. We're getting, things that, if anyone's been out there, let's say upstate New York, the foliage, even the leaves, right, transforming. Things are coming to a quiet, to a rustle, to a state of something like an inner enchantment, something very uplifting. It's very special being upstate. Also made it back to where I grew up, and some very, very intense, very personal moments of memories going back 50 years. And the place where this is almost exactly the way I left it then, 50 years ago. It's uncanny. So it's just revisiting one's past in the present. And that's a lot of what we do every year with the coming back, and even now, coming into the ordinary, but taking with us the Tishrei peklach, those packages. So we were talking about it earlier about those that maybe didn't have the full Tishrei experience all the way. But do not fret. That's why we have another 11 months of the year. And some of us are late bloomers or on slow release or something. And so don't worry, Tishrei's in us all. There, it's coming out. Maybe it's easier almost to do the whole big spectacle and but it's more difficult to find that simcha, which is so much what the holidays are about, and being in touch with our spiritual sides when things are, when it's a Tuesday in the middle of February or something, right? So then this, even whether we're conscious of it or not, it's beginning with the Tishrei energy. That's why it's known as the head. That's where it's starting from. It's it's where the source of that vitality is coming from. That's nourishing us even in the cold winter times. Just to finish off with, we're saying the Yaakov halach lidarko, going to the ordinary. So Bereshis, yes, and then Noach, of course, was his own travel through the flood and coming out, survivor on the other end. But then just to remain a survivor like Noach is not enough. We got to go now, utilize, and start a whole new way. And that's the Lech L'cha, really hitting the road. So this, and ironically, now that we're so getting farther from all the excitement of Tishrei and Simchas Torah, the more we're developing inner propulsion, inner locomotion, um, movement, motion to keep us warm and moving, even when we don't have anything to like to boost us from the outside. We have the booster already, so now we just gotta give it going. Yeah, it's especially now. It takes a few weeks for it to fully work. So now it's fully working. This already. And as we mentioned, we started off. We're on the road. We're on the path. This journey together started from Tishrei through Parshat Lech L'cha, and even after the ark settled, people get out and start walking again and moving. And so we're all manifesting Abraham, the Lech L'cha, going out, and the different ways of going up, down, up. There's different interpretations according to Kabbalah Chassidus. Is it drawing from the highest realms? That's the connection. Also, we could say Lech L'cha, this particular Shabbos with Shabbos in general, Lech L'cha is going out. It's like we're saying Shabbos afternoon here, deriving, taking from the deepest Vatika Kadisha and bringing it to the lowest level. El ha'aretz ha'shareka, to the land. Aretz is malchus ha'shareka, and see it in an open, visual way. Again, in a shiny, revealed way. Take from that deepest point of Abraham, the highest, like almost like Keter also. There's that way. Then there's also elevating, taking from the lowest level of the earth and elevating it to the highest, and they work together. So we're all Abrahamic pioneers here in this world. So maybe we may do that, and maybe we'd be there to make sure that even when people are not their best, and like Sodom and Gomorrah, and still stand up for the good, for the positive, for the people, and even during times of destruction, Lot, and what have you. You always find the good and positive, and bring out the simcha we've been speaking about even all the more with each and every day.